Hey guys, so as you can see I'm down here at Rise. I am going to have a workout while I'm here, but I'm mainly here actually to tidy up from what happened last night. Last night I brought my family, my wife and our 4 kids down here for a meal and cinema night. So we went to McDonald's, picked up a drive-through, came down here and we ate it, sat at that table there as though it was a restaurant. And then for the cinema night, which my eldest son had organised, you can see there, I think it's reversed, it says welcome to Cine Ollie. We had entry fee, which included the film. We watched the Tintin film, although actually we only watched half of it, combination being a bit cold and everyone, it was getting a little bit late for the youngest, headed home, finished off this morning. But your payment included entry and some drinks, sweets, popcorn, etc. And I posted some pictures on my personal profile on Facebook, which some of you may have seen if we're friends. And I did get a message from one of my friends to say about eating McDonald's, etc. in Rise. More, he was pointing out that someone's going to comment on that. And actually, for once, they didn't. I've done various things in the past that have involved having certain fast food, sweets, etc. down here in what most people might call a gym. As I always say, it's not a gym. A gym is where you rent access to equipment, and if you go or get results or not, no one knows or cares. This is a very different setup. But nearly always when I do such stuff, people comment saying about, do you think you should be recommending McDonald's, or I can't believe you're eating McDonald's, or sweets in a gym, and that sort of stuff. And the fact that no one commented on my post yesterday hopefully means that our message has finally got fully across. Because sweets, McDonald's, anything can form part of a balanced diet. I have McDonald's, I don't know, a handful of times a year, and have maintained a body fat I'm happy with for the best part of 2 decades now. Now, that's not carte blanche to go crazy, because John said you can have McDonald's, but ultimately you can have anything. And I think anytime we start to tell ourselves that we can't have anything, it becomes not the best conversation in our mind. We put it on a pedestal, we elevate it to being kind of superior to other foods, and we really want it and crave it, and we don't like being told what to do and what not to do, and we end up having some, and then when we have some, we think, oh no, I failed, I'll sod it, I'll write it off and I'll come back to it again tomorrow. I'll restart on Monday after the holidays, when the kids are back at school, when COVID's over. And we don't need to do that. We can just have anything. We can have full fat Fanta, toffee popcorn, crisps, McDonald's, etc. as part of an overall balanced diet. But the balance is the key. What we can do is a few things. When we're doing stuff like that, we can just make, not necessarily the best choice there is, but a better one than we might have done. So when I went to McDonald's last night, I just had a couple of the wraps, because I know that the total calories and for me, the carb, fat and protein ratios in that, but most people won't bother with that. I knew ultimately the calories in that would be in line with what I would need from a normal meal. And then when I came down here, I just had an amount of popcorn, an amount that I knew would keep me in my calorie budget for the day. There was no thinking I'd failed, no guilt trip, no feeling bad about it. Ultimately, the key thing there is just a source of pleasure. I ate it and I enjoyed it, and that's it. What most people do is they beat themselves up, they feel bad about it, so they don't actually enjoy it all that much. And then, without really realising it, use it as a justification for even more of the same. They go for the whole large meal with a full fat drink and a pudding and a McFlurry because I'm at McDonald's, I've failed, I'll start it out again on Monday. Or they completely finish all the popcorn, all the sweets, etc. because, while I have, and so on. So guys, hope you get the point. McDonald's, sweets, anything can form part of a balanced diet. Being in calorie maintenance and deficit is by far your number one thing if you're looking to maintain or lose weight. Sure, beyond that, you might want to get the majority of your food from relatively natural, less processed foods, but it's the overall balance that is key.